Hello, I'm Carolyn Herbert from the Finance News Network, and joining me from Inabox Group to discuss its full year FY16 results is Managing Director and CEO Damian Kay. Damian, welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Now, Inabox had a strong year financially. Can you tell us what were the highlights?
Yeah, from a revenue point of view, we grew very strongly. We grew by 37% to about $88 million. That was underpinned by strong organic growth from the existing business, and we also had the full year of the acquisition that we made in the previous year, which was Anitel. From an EBITDA point of view, we more than doubled the EBITDA to $5.5 million, which was a fantastic result and really sort of proves out the work that we've been doing in the previous years. And from an NPAT-A, the NPAT excluding amortisation, we more than doubled that as well. So from a financial point of view, it was very, very strong.
Now, you have 3 channels to market. How did they perform during the year? Yeah,
the 3 channels being direct, indirect and enablement all performed very strongly. From a direct perspective, the business that we acquired, which was the Anitel business, which I mentioned previously, was very, very strong. That's the business that we have, that managed IT business, that trusted advisor model, that we have over 1,500 customers. The really big focus for FY16 was to start selling and cross-selling the telecommunications into the direct channel, and that performed very, very well. We met our expectations, and for FY17, in fact, we have much higher expectations for that cross-sell into those customers that we provide a managed IT service, and we now provide that telecommunications into that, which is really our heritage. From an indirect side, it also performed quite strongly. It grew by about 6 to 8%, and we put on a lot more retail service providers, really brought on NBN and really starting to see some gains out of the NBN and that focus. And the enablement channel, as usual, grew very, very strongly with our cornerstone customer. We now support over 100,000 services, and it grew very strongly. So from an overall perspective, it's nice to see all 3 channels doing very well.
Very good, Damian. So what are you focused on this year?
Yeah, FY17 sees a really big investment in our business. We're investing in platforms to go up the value stack and up the value chain to increase our margins. We've been running EBITDA margins of sort of 7–7.5%, and it's really important from the board and my executive team to get those margins above 10%. So investing in that infrastructure and going away from a reselling model into owning our own platforms and application layer will really lead to those higher margins that we're after. We're also investing in more sales capability and more resources in order to invest in the future and get those sales, keep up those organic sales.
So how do you see your results for this half and the full year?
Yeah, look, from a full year point of view, obviously I'm not going to talk too much about where we're going to end in the full year. It's a bit too early. But from a half year, we always know that this business is usually weighted till the second half. So the first half will be fairly flat as we lead into the second half, and a lot of our projects and initiatives will come through in the second half. So our results, as it was in FY16, will be highly weighted to that second half.
And finally, Damian, what are the short to medium term goals of the business?
Yeah, well, look, we've got some really strong goals, to meet our vision of being the leading managed IT and communications player in Australia. We're really focused on getting organic revenue over $100 million and getting, as I mentioned before, that EBITDA over 10%. And that's through those investments that I talked about around investing in those platforms and taking out some of the middlemen so that we start to control our own destiny and able to drive those margins higher. And also driving those higher margin products such as those over-the-top products, such as cloud compute, cloud storage, cloud backup, real-time voice applications to drive those margins to reach those goals of $100 million plus in organic of revenue and over 10% in EBITDA margin.
Damian Kay, thanks for the update on Inabox.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you.